So, folks, we've got everybody's, I'm being sarcastic here, favorite person, Kathleen Kennedy. You know, the woman that's destroyed Star Wars. The woman that has stabbed George Lucas in the back. Kathleen Kennedy at D23 this past weekend spins a new narrative for Star Wars. Quality is always everything. Well, in her case, it's shit quality, but, you know. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy recently put out a new spin for Star Wars while trying to hype up new films and television programs. Speaking with IGN's Alex Stedman during Star Wars Celebration 2023, Kennedy was asked, "I just want to see if there's any major hope that you want to strive for in this kind of new era of Star Wars that you just announced today." Kennedy replied, "It's as I said. I think quality is always everything. We want to tell resonating stories that really speak to what Star Wars is." Wrong. I do really want it, and none of us want it to become like everything else, she concluded. We just wanted to go back to telling a good story. Based upon the three pillars, Han, Luke, and Leia. We want it to be something that continues to live up to the expectation that fans have, and that's the most important to all of us. Well, I think the fans have spoken. Disney Star Wars sucks. Just look at the audience score on The Last Jedi that was released in 2017. No kidding that the critics loved it. It's unclear what Kennedy actually means by quality, given her entire tenure as president of Lucasfilm has produced objectively poor quality films and television shows. That is correct. The biggest black eye is that Rian Johnson directed The Last Jedi. The film has a poor 6.9 weighted average on IMDb, and it has an even more abysmal 42% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, with moviegoers rating the film at an average of 2.6 out of 5 stars. Not even that, but look at this season of The Mandalorian so far. It's dropped 40% versus season 2. Star Wars isn't just getting negative reactions toward its feature films, but its flagship TV series, The Mandalorian, is now receiving the worst user scores it has ever received. Yeah, because it stinks. Besides that, The Mandalorian's not even the star of his own show now. It's all about Bo-Katan. And this is by design, despite Kennedy's claim she's focusing on quality. Ahead of the release of The Force Awakens, Kennedy made an appearance at Fortune magazine's Most Powerful Women Summit in 2015, where she laid out her plan to fundamentally change Star Wars. Where have I heard that before? Fundamentally change. All right, that's getting into a whole nother discussion. During her appearance, Kennedy revealed how she quickly changed the demographics of the company once she took over. Kennedy said the fact that the company was bought by the Walt Disney Company has been amazing because they very much support the fact that we are now trying to grow in the workforce a number of women in executive positions and at all positions inside the company. Okay. I am all for women getting those positions. But what I am more for is positions that are open to be filled goes to the best person for the job, regardless of race, gender, skin color, you name it. And with the movies that we are making and with the protagonists that we are putting in the stories, so I get a huge amount of support with that, she continued. She then touted, but we have 50% of our executive team are women. And 6 out of 8 of the people in my story group are women. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be surprised that we're making Star Wars movies and the majority of the people involved in development of these stories are women. Yes, and most of them are women that have never read a single Star Wars book, seen a movie, novel, nothing. And I think it's making a huge difference in the stories that we're trying to tell. Yeah, the stories are shit. On top of admitting to fundamentally changing the people who worked at the company, Kennedy also detailed the company had changed how they would market the franchise as well, switching from primarily a boys and men franchise to women and girls. I know women and girls that like Star Wars. They don't have to be catered to like Star Wars. She detailed, I think, the interesting path we've had in this conversation that took place around consumer products because there were a lot of companies that were in place who, frankly, didn't initially feel that Star Wars was for girls. That... It's too bad this lady's not going to leave sooner than later. Kennedy went on, and when you have a company situation where between Lucasfilm and Disney, we were all looking at the situation saying, no, with Star Wars, we have to change this. You don't have to change anything. There was nothing to be changed. Star Wars was a successful franchise making money. Now it's an SJW franchise that's gone woke, and it's no longer making money. We have to make sure that we create products that are in a sense appealing to both boys and girls. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that on its face. But you can't force it. You have to let it happen. If girls want to watch it and like it, great. If they don't want to watch it and like it, great. If you're telling good stories, Super Mario Brothers, Top Gun Maverick, and people like those stories and get invested into the product, it doesn't matter what their gender is, whether they're a boy or a girl. Despite her claim of wanting it to appeal to both boys and girls, when asked for an example, it was specifically focused on created products for females. Kennedy said, I mean, even with the simple things like t-shirts. There's a fantastic story with this young woman who came to Lucasfilm in 2009. She plays the character of Ahsoka in both Rebels, and she also had a role in the Clone Wars. And she came to Lucasfilm in 2009 saying, why aren't there clothes that are tied to Star Wars for girls? And she struggled for quite a while and put a company together called Her Universe, and it's doing unbelievable business. Last time I checked, they made unisex tees. Just saying. It's highly unlikely Lucasfilm and Star Wars will start churning out higher quality products. When Kennedy admitted she gutted the company's employees and decided to reshape it in her image. Yeah, she stabbed George Lucas in the back. What she did. Not only did she reshape the company in her image, but she set about drastically altering who the franchise would appeal to. And look where they're at now. Star Wars is essentially dead. Given Kennedy is still in charge, it's unlikely her initial vision will ever be changed. And even if she is removed, if she is replaced by one of her disciples, it would just be more of the same or even worse. That is correct. So I'm not going to finish this out here. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on the Kathleen Kennedy direction of Star Wars and what she has done with that property to, in my opinion, destroy it over the last, I don't know, 20 years or so. Please like this video. Smash that like button. That helps out with the YouTube algorithm and promote my content. Subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm building the community. Like to have a community where there can be some interaction, some discussion, without shouting, without yelling, without trying to force opinions on anybody. We could have good discourse, good dialogue, and not be shouting and yelling at each other. Hit the notification bell for notification to get notified when I upload content. And as always, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for watching. And we will see you guys in the next video.